crab meat soup with sweet corn. Hi, I'm Anupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. My efforts have always been to come up with exciting recipes for you, something that you can make on any given day at home. Like I always say, recipes have to be simple, but the outcome or the end result has to be super tasty. So this is another simple but very tasty recipe. This is the crab meat soup with sweet corn. Most of the Chinese restaurants you will find serving this soup, but we always wonder how is it exactly made. It's so simple that when you have seen this video, you will be like, oh my god, is it so simple? Yes, it is actually very simple. You can easily make it. What do you need to make this sweet corn crab meat soup is you need this cream style corn, some crab meat, you can use canned, fresh, whatever that's available, egg, salt, pepper, spring onion greens and some chicken stock. For chili vinegar, we need green chilies and white vinegar. Now this chicken stock, you can make it in two different ways. One is where you buy the bones and you cook it along with some vegetables like celery, you can add some onions, some whole peppers, some garlic and you can just boil it. Basically you can't add anything that gives color, which means carrot and tomatoes you shouldn't add, cause this stock has to stay clear like this. If you add carrots, the color will change to orange. So it's fine for a veg stock, but for a chicken stock, anything that is white and will not impart color is what you can add. Of course, don't go for very strong vegetables also. So very simple, like I said, few cloves of garlic, onion, celery, all of that along with chicken bones. If you boil together, you will have chicken stock. And if not, then you can buy the soup seasonings, the cube seasoning, something that you can just dissolve in water and give it a boil. You will have some instant stock also. So whatever that is possible, in case you have time, you can make chicken stock. In case you are in a hurry, you can just put some cubes, boil it and have your stock ready. So whatever that you have, make sure you need stock. So this is the stock which I will now put it in a wok. And another thing that I have here with me is the cream style corn. This is canned corn which is cream style. This is specially used for soups and of course if you want to make some nice corn fritters. This is something that you can use to make your sweet corn soup veg. You can use it to make your chicken sweet corn soup. You can use it to make your seafood corn soup like I am doing it today. I am going to be making it with crab meat. So this is cream style corn which is available canned. If you have to make something like this at home, I don't know how to make it. Because it's quite easily available in supermarkets, just buy a can and just empty it in a pan of boiling stock. But before that, in case if it is quite lumpy, you just mix it up nicely like this. And we need to put this in this pan of stock. The minute you put this in, start mixing it so that the starch gets dissolved. And eventually when this starts boiling, you will find that the soup is also thickening at the same time. So the corn kernels will stay as it is. You will get a nice good mouth feel while you have this soup. So we will now let this boil. But before this comes to a boil, let's season this with some salt. A lot of people also add in some sugar. In case if you like that slight sweet flavor, you can add that. Okay, so while this is thickening, what we will do is let's make some chili vinegar. So to make chili vinegar, we need to take green chilies, take the spicy green chilies and cut them not very fine. And this is an ideal thing for all your Chinese foods, but this is something that I prefer to add to all my soups. Instead of adding vinegar to the soup, it's always better to add chili vinegar once the soup is served to you, because vinegar sometimes on cooking, I feel it makes the dish a little too sour. So I prefer to add it later. So whenever you start cooking Chinese food, you first make your chili vinegar and keep it. So here goes in the chili. After you've cut chilies, make sure you wash your hands. That's it. So we'll have to leave this aside for at least 20 minutes for the chilies to impart its flavor to the vinegar. What if you've forgotten to make chili vinegar and you need it? Like you have people at home and they're asking for chili vinegar and you've not made it at all. It's simple. You take vinegar and you warm it in the microwave for 30 seconds only. Good amount of vinegar, say a cupful of vinegar, 30 seconds you microwave it and put the chopped chilies in that and leave it for 1 minute. You will have this nice flavor of chilies in the vinegar. Of course, it won't be as good as it would be now. Like when you leave the chilies in the vinegar for 20 minutes, that's the perfect taste. But in case you've forgotten, you can always warm the vinegar, put in the chilies and then serve. Okay, coming back to the soup, lovely, I can see the soup has thickened. And in case of any scum, just get rid of it. And most of the times in this can of cream style corn, you will find these brown threads which are generally attached to a corn on the cob. So in case you find them, you can always get rid of it. The soup is done. I have already added salt to this. Crab is something that we will add at the end. If you want, you can lightly thicken this with cornstarch, but I am not going to do it because I like it like this, light. Now we have to add in the eggs to this. When it comes to adding egg to this, if you want the egg to be absolutely white, just take the egg white and not the egg yolks. So we will separate it. You just lightly beat it. You don't want it to get frothy. And we will just add it to the soup. And let this cook. You see this, the minute you add in the egg whites, you will find this light threads of the egg. To this we will now add in the crab meat. Give it a light mix. Switch off the heat. Maybe some pepper. Vinegar we haven't added because that is something that we will add when we have the soup. But as of now, this soup is ready. Do not overboil it after you have added the crab and the egg. If you do not want to waste the egg yolk, you please beat the entire mixture well and then add it. You can also use a sieve. So when you pour the egg into a sieve, you have nice thin strands of egg. So you don't have to really take efforts to make sure that it comes out like this. It comes out nicely, evenly, even if you pour it through a sieve. So this soup is done. Let's serve this now. So let's take a serving bowl. Nice piping hot bowl full of soup on a rainy day or on a chilly winter morning is ideal. You don't want to have anything else if you had a bowl full of soup if it's served you piping hot. This is something that I would like to have on any day, be it rainy day or a winter day. I can have it breakfast, lunch, dinner, because soup is something that really gives me a lot of happiness, and happiness is something that you decide for yourself. If you like to have soup, have soup. If you like to have pizzas, please do that. But right now, note down this recipe, make it just the way I have made it, and you'll be super happy.